problem. No problem.
और सर आप मलेशिया के पहुंच गए?
मैं मलेशिया मूव कर गया।
कब से हैं सर वहाँ?
मैं अभी जनवरी में ही गया हूँ रवि जी।
अच्छा।
हाँ, वो एक्चुअली बच्चों का थोड़ा एजुकेशन का था। एहसास का कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी में जाएगा, तो अभी यूनिवर्सिटी शुरू कर रहा, तो वहीं पे ही मैं भी बस, तो हम वेट कर रहे थे उसका 12th होने का। तो इसलिए उधर मूव कर गए। अभी बस थोड़ा 5-6 साल उधर लगाएंगे, इसका एजुकेशन हो जाएगा, बेटी का ग्रेजुएशन के आसपास फिर आ जाएंगे।
अच्छा।
और वहाँ कैसा चल रहा है?
चल रहा है सर बस।
ऑल गुड।
हाँ। Oh, we have 20 participants now. So we start, sir.
I'm okay, as you say. If it has to be done for a couple of more minutes, we can do. Otherwise, we can start.
People are joining.
वेट कर लेते हैं 2-4 मिनट।
I introduce you. ठीक है सर।
इंट्रोड्यूस तो हो चुका है लास्ट टाइम पे। नो वरीज। आई थिंक सेम ऑडियंस। इज इट सेम ऑडियंस ना?
हाँ हाँ, सेम ऑडियंस।
बस तो ठीक है, दे ऑलरेडी नो, बट एनीवे आई विल गिव यू।
But today's topic would be different, right, sir?
Yeah, absolutely, it's a very different topic.
सुनील सर को प्रेजेंटर बना दिए?
Yes, sir.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
I think we can start now.
Yes, sir. We have almost 30 participants now. Oh,
Good enough.
yes, sir. So, shall I introduce you, sir, once again, sir?
No, introduce me, but let me start directly. No worry. I think in the interest of time and everything. Okay, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to this session, which is another very important component of any academician researcher life, right? So, as I understood, PhD student, early career researcher, faculty member are part of this faculty development program, and we oftenly do, three roles: we teach, we do admin, and we do research. And whenever we do research, it is through which we can do, intellectual contribution, or what we call is, do some contribution to academic scholarship. Right. So while doing that, contribution, we come across two very important issues. One is reviewing, and second is, peer review process. How to handle revisions, how to handle rejections. So that was the task given by Dr. Ravi to me. So with that background in mind, let me share my slide deck, and we will keep the thing rolling. What I want is a bit of active participation so that we can make this session more useful and enjoyable for all of us. Right. So title is, effective strategies for reviewing manuscript and responding to reviewers. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Great, great. So this is the agenda, why to review manuscript, how to review a manuscript, what are the key elements in a reviewer reports, what reviewer looks for, and now we are talking in a digital age, right? So what are the digital tool, for reviewing manuscript, and then understanding the peer review process, common region for rejections, how to respond effectively to reviewers, and then I will share some best practices and example, and followed by question and answers if there are any. Right. So I'm sure I just want this slide is kept for, to reflect upon you. These three questions are there. How many of you have submitted a manuscript before? I'm sure. So can I just ask you, how many of you, can you just raise your hand? Is there anyone? Is there an opportunity to unmute and people can speak, Raviji?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They'll have to first raise their hand, then we can unmute
Okay,
them.
okay. So I'm sure in this group, there are people, those who have submitted manuscript before, and anyone has, you received reviewer comments, and you might have reviewed the paper. So maybe, you have a different experience, and those who are early career researcher or maybe PhD student, they definitely must have done the first component, that is, submitting a paper, but this also, but maybe not sure whether you have reviewed a paper or not. But that's what we do as an academician when we are into second pillar of, doing research and actively contributing to the scholarship. So I'm sure there are people. Let's see. Maybe you can write your reflection in the chat box, that how many paper you have submitted. So you can write question one, submitted 5 paper. Let's say, 2 paper, 1 paper, never submitted. You can write in chat box, and then we will see. Let me give you a 30 second, for doing this job, probably, because I just wanted to see, what is the kind of people, here, with the experience, kind of experience you are carrying. Can you write in the chat box, how many of you have, uh, how many paper you have submitted, how many review? Yeah, so Amit is writing. Thank you, Amit, for initiating this. Oh, people have already written. Okay, yeah, so okay, submitted, received. Yeah, Dr. Anandi has, she has submitted, received reviewer comments, definitely, and also reviewed a paper. So there are people, and then we have people, those who have very seasoned, paper submission 5, review comment 5, and reviewed paper. So people have experience. I'm sure you will have a mixed experience here, right? You would have found that someone is, really after your manuscript, and they are very brutal in comments, and but put yourself in the shoes of, reviewer, and when we review any paper, and how we do it. So how should we reflect on that? That's give you an experience. And you will observe during my presentation some of the reflection you might have encountered, because I also part of 4 or 5 academic journals in my area, business management, as an associate editor, senior editor, handle hundreds of submissions in a years in each journal. And I see variety of and some people come backs, there is a conflict in reviewers report, all that happens. So my reflection of this session will be based on my experience also, and some best practices also. So thank you for so we have a fair group of people, those who have, anybody who has not reviewed, received comment and submitted, can anybody write their name now in the chat box, that I have never received? Is there anyone in the group who has never submitted a paper, never reviewed a paper, and of course you have never submitted, so you will never get comment also? Is there anyone in the group who has never done any submission, a fresh researcher maybe, or early career researcher? But I'm sure, I can see people are not writing. I'm not doing any experiment here, by the way. We will not reveal anyone. Idea is to understand what type of audience we are into, right? Yeah, so Ankur is there, fresh, so he don't know the journey. Whenever he end up, so you will have you don't have any experience with you, Ankur, that how the process goes of submission. So maybe you can have some takeaway, and those who have already done, they will also have a takeaway or reflection on similar line, which I had, when I will be sharing my PPT. Okay, let me get back to, thank you everyone for responding this. And I got a better sense now, how the people are, I hope you are able to see my screen. If not, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Slide.
great. Screen is there, right, Manish?
Yes, sir, it's
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Okay. Now, this is the important question. Why researchers should review paper? Right? Is it do I get paid? Obviously not. Right? I know in my field there are few elite journal which pay also for reviewing. Right? And reason for that is that why they pay, because they get submission fees, and it is very different from article processing charges or anything else. So because they are journal of a society, elite society, like American Journal of Finance, American Finance Association, we have a very top journal of finance, so which charge $708 submission fees. It's a gatekeeper, and they pay to reviewer also. But mostly this reviewing research paper is a job, or which where you didn't you haven't got, you do never get any monetary, like we do go a job, it's a job what we call is pro bono basis. Pro bono is you are not going to get anything, you are doing it, others are doing it, so that's what is pro bono. But why do we do that? There are more than monetary region. First of all, it improves our critical thinking. How do we think? When you review a paper, what do? You identify, you read methodology, you read introduction, you read experiment setup, or you read data collection and how the mathematical equations are there, and you try to find out whether the gaps given in the paper are logical, and you evaluate research quality. Is any new contribution from this paper, or is it a old thing somebody is doing? So you actually become critical. So one of the quality as a researcher we need to develop is critical thinking. So it helps us in improving our critical thinking. And more you review, more you get to know what type of research people do, what are the different methodologies. So it's a way of attaining knowledge also. You get a knowledge by reading other work. Like during PhD, you read so many papers of other scholars. So we get knowledge. Similarly, when you review, so what is the difference between doing PhD and reading paper is that a PhD scholar read the paper which is published. But when you review a paper, it is not yet published. It's yet in publication process. So you review the work before it is get published. So you get very, very important insight of that, how people are solving methodological issue, gaps, challenges, and what type of research is happening in AI or maybe in any other area, electronics, electrical, or human computer science, whatever is your area. Now, when you review a lot of paper, imagine I'm reviewing 10 paper in a year. So I have 10 different thoughts, the people writing style, what I can do. I learned that these are the mistakes which I should not do, these people who have done, whose work I have reviewed. Right. So it helps you to improve your own writing and also your research design. What type of research I should do, study, multiple studies are there, that type of scenario. So very very important reason why people review is that I told you is it's improve your critical thinking, which is a very very important thing. Anybody improving your critical thinking, definitely get an idea. Sorry, let me share again. I think yeah. Okay, give me a second. So critical thinking, improvement is one region, most important region. There are multiple region I will be discussing, but this is the reason why you should be reviewing anybody work. And please note that when you review, as I just now said, you review it before it get published. Right, before it get published, so you have a first hand information. A product has not reached in the market, and you before that product has reached, and product here is nothing, your paper. Right, so you improve your critical thinking and you get a first hand information, what type of research people is doing, what mistakes they do. You learn from their mistake, and this is an experience. So, and this experience improves your critical thinking. Second, it enhances your academic reputation as a researcher, as a scholar. When we review, you create your academic visibility. I will tell you how in digital world today, you have digital footprint, that how many, review you have done. So you are recognized scholar. How do you establish yourself as a scholar in academia? Is through when you review, because you build your academic visibility. So every time you review a paper, your name enter in the database. Let's say Dr. Ravi is expert on ABC method or ABC research area. Okay, so every time he will review the paper, his academic visibility become more, and you attain expertise in that particular field. So more you get to know that how people are, how people you review the work and you become expert. You now know the art, and of course, it adds to academic CV. Right. So the path to become editor, associate editor, special issue editor, guest editor is that you start reviewing. That is another reason why you should review. So it add to your academic CV. When you write in your academic CV that you are a editor of IEEE, reviewer of IEEE, this journal, transaction, this and that, whatever is the name of the journal of your area, it gives an weightage that you are a person of academic repute. If you are reviewing a paper from a top tier of your area, it adds to your CV. And this is very, very important when you are a PhD student, fresh PhD student, and early career researcher. I am referring earlier career researcher as ECR. When you go for promotion from assistant professor to associate, what committee looks, right? So they may have a criteria that you have a credit point, you should have guided PhD. But let's say there are two candidate A and B. Let's say one candidate is me, Satish, and another is Ravi, right? So I have not done any review. I'm not involved in any such reviewing activity, whereas Dr. Ravi is involved in such activity, and we both performed very good in interview. So everybody was of same opinion that both the candidate are good. But what could be the winning edge for Dr. Ravi would be that he has more than academic. So maybe expert sitting in the group itself say, yeah, I have read the work of Dr. Ravi. He is active researcher, he is active contributor to academia. Right, so this is another region which oftenly overlooked by early career researcher. I'm saying it with my experience, because I talk to a lot of people. I invite a lot of people for reviewing. Lot of early career researcher, they decline the review by saying that I don't have time. Time is 24 hours. Please note that with everyone. 24 into 365 into 7. This is the time I'll given to everyone. God was so kind, he has not made any discrimination while allocating time to us. How do we manage our time? There are scholars I see, they review hundreds of paper in a year, and they write that I am a reviewer, I have done so much review. And you get academic recognition in various platforms. I'm sure you know these platforms. Loans are there, Orchid. Today it is very visible on Orchid. Nowadays, academic committee or research committee, promotion committee, they will ask your Google Scholar, they will ask your Orchid account. I'm telling you, this is not a fake thing. I'm telling you, when I never applied for this position where I'm currently. I recently moved from India. I was in Indian Institute of Management, Nagpur, moved to Sunway University. I never applied. Believe me, I never approached anyone. They approached me based on my Orchid and Google Scholar contribution. What is my scholarship contribution? Based on that only, they approached me. Can we have a meeting? Can we set up a meeting? Can we meet? They invited me there. I visited physically. All that happens. So why visibility was there? Academic reputation is built when you do more than teaching. Everybody will be doing research. Everybody will be doing research. Should be disseminated, and one way to contribute to academic reputation, which is oftenly neglected. I'm telling you, because people claim ki time nahi hai, busy hu, I'm preparing my session and all that. I must suggest you, I must advise you, if this is advice you are taking from me, that you should involve actively in reviewing, because you build your academic reputation very faster when you are reviewing the work, right? And more than academic reputation, it is for me knowledge creation. Before a paper get published, I have access as a reviewer to read, an opportunity to read that paper. And last thing, nowadays there are reviewer recognition program. I'm not sure about your area, but in my area, best reviewer award every journal is giving, right? So Emerald give every year, Elsevier gives every year, Wiley gives every year, even journal editor themselves declare that this is the best reviewer. It adds to your reputation, it helps you in collaboration tomorrow. So this is another important reason why you should review. Third, as I already told you, you get early access to emerging research, cutthroat research. Before publication, you get to know. So even you're a PhD student, someone was writing, I am a fresh, get involved yourself with review, right? There may be chances that, get yourself registered on, e-portal of those journals that I am available for review. Write in your LinkedIn profile, I am open for reviewing. Write to the editors of the journals through emails, that I'm so and so scholar, I'm a third year doctoral student, PhD student, second year PhD student. Once you finish your coursework and you start working on your research problem, you should get involved into a reviewing process, right? And I will tell you, there may be people, those who say they are early career researcher or maybe second year student, how he will review when he has no knowledge. I will tell you, what is the strategy for that. Also, get yourself engaged with the senior scholar. So your supervisor is not there only for you. You should take advantage of your supervisor if you are a PhD student, to expand your academic recognition, and through that. So, and reason you should be doing as a PhD student, let's say you are working on a area on generative AI or digital technology in education, or anything else, and if you are doing review also, you get of that particular area before its publication. So it's a biggest advantage, and this is the reason till date it has been more than 18-20 years active researcher I am into, but I till date make it a point that I review. I must admit I have slowed down my reviewing number now. Earlier I used to review 30-40 papers in a year. Now I have reduced to 10 to 15, 20 maximum, because time constraint. Not time constraint, because I'm now involved in other scholarship, right? As a professor or chair professor, my role is has shifted toward, but I make sure that I do review for those journals which are of my interest, which is my area of research, so that I get myself updated before it comes to public forum. And lastly, as a scholar, you write your paper. Sorry, you write your paper, you get improvement in your paper once you do this only. Sorry. Right. So you improve your paper, you improve your paper because you get to know what editors are expecting, especially early career researcher. PhD student, what are the common mistakes people do in manuscript and how paper get rejected? Why? Because you will be reviewer one, reviewer two, and then finally editor or area editor or senior editor will take a decision. He will send you the decision letter which he share with the author, and as a reviewer you will get to know what were the mistakes pointed by you, what are the areas of concern pointed by you and your fellow reviewer too. So you are reviewer one, maybe reviewer two. So this is how you get to know, so it's a free training for you to know how not to get your work rejected, right? So free training for you how not to get your work rejected. I hope my slides are visible. Manish, can you confirm
Yes, sir.
point number
Yes,
4?
sir.
Okay, great. Let me, because webex have this problem, you can't share what's happening on screen. If there is, I don't know it, at least, because I use mostly team. Fifth, you contribute to scholarly community. As an academician, it is my duty. I do service to the society. And let me tell you, your interview when you go from assistant to associate to full prof, right? What they will look, okay, you are guiding PhD, you are doing teaching, you are doing this, but what are you doing for community? Community means here scientific community, your fellow, your academy, your IEEE society, right? All that. So very very important, is that peer review is a community services that maintain research quality. You have to come together. Don't only criticize that good paper is not getting published. Help come people, all that you should be talking about. So you do a good contribution to the scientific community because you have expertise, you have fairness, you do it without any bias, you give constructive feedback, and you give timely feedback, because these are the quality of a good reviewer which somebody will be looking for, right? And these are the qualities which should be there. As a reviewer you should be looking, you should have an expertise, you should be fair. It's not that you got to know this paper is coming from North Korea or somewhere else, you become biased, right? So science is science, it has no geography. Right. Science, as a scientist, I should evaluate science rather than the scientist who has authored that paper. By the way, blind review ensures that biasness is not there. But nowadays we have open review where reviewers know who is the author. I should not be biased that a paper is coming from any person to whom I don't like, or any particular country, any particular scholarship, any particular institution, right? So these are the things which you should be keeping in mind. So you contribute to scientific community by reviewing, and what you do together we lift the research quality. Imagine if there is no reviewer, which means peer review is not there. And when peer review is not there, how I will get to know that my work is good or not? I will always say my work is right, but it is the reviewer who critically constructive feedback the is given, and I improve. Basic purpose of this is that. So it's a good way, it's a one of the critical way, because when you become dean, when you become dean research, when you become associate dean research, in good institution, this is what they look. What is your contribution to scientific community? Right? Are you actively involved in reviewing or only authoring? Right? So you can't expect, and let's say if you don't review and you're submitting paper and your paper is getting delayed and editor say, I'm not unable to find reviewer, everybody is declining. So imagine, put yourself, you are also declining some else, invitation to review. So this is how you should be considering that it is a community service. And please note that their rewards are not tangible, intangible reward. Tangible is nobody is paying you money. Tangible nowadays is they send you certificate, which is also digital nowadays. Digital certificate, best reviewer award, that Dr. Ravi has done 10 review for this journal, and appreciate. So that appreciation is so much tangible in nature. Editor knows you, editor knows name now, Ravi, Professor Ravi is there, Professor Satish is there, so they get to know that there is someone called with this name. and your name will pop up in the database that you are expert on that. This is what you should be looking when you are reviewing, right? So this is the notion. Basically, everybody want publication. Who want to publish a paper? If I ask you, everyone say yes, I want to publish a paper. And when it comes to reviewing a paper, these are the questions which come to my mind. Does it pay? Why should I waste my time? What benefit I will get? How to review a paper? These are the questions I certainly ask question. But when it is publication, everybody say yes, yes, I wanted to do it. I mean, as a author, you should be a reviewer also. Authors doesn't come from second word. They are among us only. So authorship and reviewing both are like two side of one coin only. They go side by side, right? So I have already told you that it does not pay, but there are plenty of benefit which I have just told you. And the next question come to how to review a paper, right? That's obviously it doesn't require any formal training. There is no separate course which you have to do that how to review a paper. There are guidelines which I'm now going to share with you, and we all know the way our paper is being evaluated, same way we will also evaluate the paper. But there are certain good practices, golden practices, and also some what we call is best practices which you have to follow when you review a paper. Okay, let me now talk to you what is the role of reviewer. Before understanding how to do it, this is what is the role of a reviewer. You have to evaluate novelty. Is there anything new or anything in this the paper or manuscript, or you are doing old thing only replica, right? Replication study. You also check methodologies. Methodology is robust, replicable, right? And whether the manuscript is clearly written, free from any error, and your job is to provide constructive feedback. Constructive feedback is that feedback which helps in developing the manuscript further, right? You are not there to shame the author that, okay, what type of feedback, paper it is. It's just a rubbish, garbage, and all those. I will tell you that how to write a review report also. There is a proper scientific way. You have to be professional all time. You may not like the paper, but the way you want to communicate. Imagine somebody write on your paper, this paper is rubbish. Will you like it? You might have put an effort of 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, or maybe 6 months, three, four authors. Nobody would like to read that type of language. So this is what your role. Your all-time professional you should be there. This is what the role expected. What are the key elements which reviewers evaluate? You evaluate originality. You see whether research question is interesting, impactful. Will it advance the society? Will it advance the science? Will advance the societal issue? Methodology, is it robust, replicable? Is it something new? Right? Results are valid, free from any error. All that we have to, and then overall contribution to the field. Is it incremental contribution? Is it significant contribution? Or is there is no contribution? Incremental contribution is there, can be made, you give suggestion. So these are the key element. These key element is what you have to look in a paper. You look originality, you see interest, research question, why this research is done. So basically you are trying to answer this question. So what you have done a paper. So you are looking as a reviewer, you have to pass this test, and you have to answer this test in your review report, whether the author has passed through that test, or what are the important weaknesses of that paper which need further development. You may reject, you may say major revision, minor revision, something like that. Okay, so there is a good peer review. When we are saying peer review means we are doing peer review. My paper may go to Ravi paper may come to me if he belongs to same area. That is what we call is peer review. So you don't have separate people sitting like engineer, you have scientist, and there is nothing called a special designation called peer reviewer or reviewer. Reviewer and authors, they are part of same community. I can be author, I can be a reviewer also. You don't require any special degree, you don't require any special designation, just is the hat which you are wearing. If I'm authoring a paper, I am an author. If I'm reviewing a paper, I am wearing a hat of a reviewer. Now, what are the essential characteristics of a reviewer, good peer reviewer? These are the such. You should have expertise. Without expertise, how can you comment? So make sure whatever you are reviewing fall in your area of expertise. Now you have to ask this question: what is my expertise? Method, right? Which method? What is my expertise in this particular area? Specialization, super specialization. Right, it could be nanotechnology, it could be climate related issues, it could be related to chip, it could be anything, it could be generative AI application, it could be large language model. That's what is specialization or expertise. You should not review beyond your expertise. Right, your job is not journalist who is master of all trade, jack of all trade and master of none. Your job is specialist here. So if I know literature review as a method, all the paper which I should review have literature review. I should not, if I do not have empirical research or analytical research or what we call is experimental research expertise, I should not comment. Right, first of all, expertise, only review within the expertise, objective. You can't write long report. It should be objective driven, and you have to pay attention to all the detail. I will explain all of them in detail now. Timeliness, you should respond within time, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever time given, do that within that time. Do not delay. Delay is only creating anxiousness to the author. Imagine if you are author and your paper is not getting the on the journal page, it is written that our normal review process is 4 weeks. First decision is given in 4 weeks, and let's say it has been 20 weeks and you have not heard anything. You become anxious. One of the reason is that reviewer has not responded. So a good reviewer will respond within time frame given. So report, like we say, justice delayed is justice denied. Similarly, a review report must be sent within a time in reasonable condition. If conditions are beyond your, let's say you fall sick, you are out of India, you don't have access to anything, you got into some family emergency, then there is a okay, always there is a, they say 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, but you should inform the editor that you will be able to only accept the first invitation when you think your calendar is allows you. If your calendar does not allow you, then you should politely decline at first stage only. Imagine once you have accepted the invite to review a paper, you have committed that you have promised that you will do the job in time. And imagine if you are not making your promise. Right, so this is like that type of situation. Then ethics are very very important. You have to be very ethical. Even though I know the paper of Ravi is there with me, I should not never go and tell him that I am reviewing your paper. Or if you found any ethical issue in the data methodology experiment, then you should report. You have to be to the editor. Okay, and you have to maintain all professionalism. As I told you, when you write your review report, you should be professional. You can't be biased. You don't know how to do research. You can't write this in review report. Even though you find it out that a person is not expert. Nobody is expert here. We learn by experience. Experience is when you write. You write first time, second time, third time. That's how you improve yourself. And then you need to communicate. Communication should be very very professional again, and you should be communicating properly. There is a proper structure. How do you do that? And communication has to be in a way, it is confidential, so you should be confidential only. Okay, so these are the characteristics of a good reviewer which should be there. Now, being a good peer review, as I said, there are certain do's and don'ts. Okay, there are certain do's and don'ts which you have to see. These are the do's. Do's are accept or decline in a timely manner and suggest alternative reviewer. Now, what happened? This is how the process is. As I can see, most of the people in the group know how. Let's say I am an editor or associate editor of any journal, AE of any journal, right? And I'm handling the paper of Dr. Ravi. Okay, so Ravi submitted, Dr. Ravi and his team submitted a paper in the journal, and it comes to me as a AE. What a AE will do, associate editor, he will invite reviewer. So reviewers are what? Authors, those who have expertise. So I will invite to 1, 2, 3. Depending upon, some have 1, 2, 3. So some say 2 reviewer minimum, some say 1 reviewer is okay, some say 3 reviewers, 3 reports should be there. So let's say invite come to me, right? I'm invited by Dr. Ravi or maybe any associate editor. I should accept this invite or decline in a timely, because they give within 7 days, within 10 days, within 2 weeks, you have to say yes or no. So first characteristics do, right, is that you have to accept it or decline. ऐसा नहीं email has come and you are not responding to the invitation. Reminder is coming. Second reminder is coming. Please note that you are leaving digital footprints. All this is getting recorded that Satish was invited and he has not responded. This data, he was invited on today's, let's say 17th, 16th of March, and till 31st March, he has not responded after second revision. And then automatic withdrawal of, invitation happens sometime. So first thing is that you should accept or decline. I will say accept if you do not have very pressing thing. Okay, I will encourage early career researcher, do review as much as you can do, because you get to learn how papers are there. You get to access all those benefits which I have just spoken. So always do it in a time. So time is very important. Remember, there is a PhD student who has submitted his paper. He is waiting for review. After review, he will improve his thesis and submit. Right, and let's see, you are I'm not accepting the invite. As I told you, put yourself in the shoes of author and then see, would you like that or reviewer to take so long time for accepting the invitation? So this is, and second do is consider potential competing interest before accepting. So now this is very important. This is professionalism also. If you think that if you accept this, so let's say there is a paper by Ravi and his team, it comes to me as a reviewer. And I know I have authored a paper in the past with Ravi. So this is called conflict of interest. Right? If there is a competing or conflict of interest, I should not accept this invite. If at all I know this paper is from Ravi. If I don't know, then it's okay, right? If I don't know, but if I know that this paper is from Ravi and tomorrow this can be an issue of ethical, and to nowadays a lot of concerns are happening over around that only, and that's why people are writing peer review is broken. Okay, third is be specific in and support your comment with evidence. I feel so, right? I think so. This should not be the language. You need to be supportive. Please note that peer review process is for development of science or research, which we are talking here. Development of science can be only you support the author and then also give comments, and comment must be with evidence. Anything which cannot be given evidence are your fallacy. Intuitiveness will not work. I think so. I think so. I believe you should do this. No, you have to be scientific. And what is the meaning of evidence here? Side paper which can help the author or PhD student who is the author to improve this paper. Next do is be polite, constructive, and professional when you are writing the comments. Very, very important. If you do not write a professional, comments, the editor may discard your review report. Discard means he is not going to consider it. I, as associate editor, and I invite 3 reviewers, reports come to me 3, and I know 2 are required to make a decision. And if I found, I read that report of each of the reviewer, and if I found that reviewer 3 is unnecessarily unprofessional, he is not constructive, he is writing comments which have no relation with the paper, and his language is par, not below par, not mature enough. So what I will do, I will discard his report and I will go by reviewer 1 and 2 report and go ahead with that. So, and see your all efforts. So very, very important is that you have to be polite. These are do's I'm talking about. Next do is differentiate between essential feedback and optional. So your report must be major comment and minor comment, must do comment, and these are optional, up to you, you want to improve them or not. This is how you should be talking about. Raise any ethical concern in the manuscript with the author. You feel data is not proper. You don't think that the result of the experiments are altered. They have been altered. They have been, manipulated. If you have that evidence, and if you feel like, because you are expert, you can easily find out if R square ka range 1.30 somebody is writing, it means already wrong. R square maximum can be 1 only, and you are reporting 1.30, so you should raise those ethical concerns. If you are saying, particularly in our field, survey data collection approaches are explained, and you feel like no, this is not possible in short span to collect and contact so many people, so in that case you should raise that concern with the editor, not the author. You are no way communicating with author, you are only communicating with editor, because there are two sections when you write a review report: comments for author and comments for editor. In your editor comments, you can mention that I have an ethical concern about this paper, number 1, number 2, number 3. Let the editor decide whether he want to take it forward or not. You have done your job as a professional or as a good reviewer. Submit your review report by deadline. Please note that time is running, and somebody PhD, somebody promotion application is pending because decision is not coming for the paper. Right? Put yourself in the shoes of author who has submitted that paper. Then you will understand that how timely report is required. Would you like to see your review report to be delayed? No. Answer would be no. So why you should be delaying the report? And finally, consider putting in publication, opting in for the publication of your review. Now, when you do a publication, you have to say, I'm opting in. Opting in means I'm available for review. Always, when you're sending a paper, when you're submitting a paper, a system asks you, are you available for review? Always say yes to the extent possible. These are do's. There are don'ts. Right? Do not agree when you don't have time or it is not matching with your expertise. My expertise is not LLM and I accept a paper to review. But will I do justice with that paper? I don't know ABC. My report will be not useful. And I know I cannot spare, because May to August my teaching is there. And I am teaching back to back 2 courses. I don't have time. So do not agree. It's okay to decline rather than saying yes and then not submitting the report. And then you are saying, sorry, I'm busy in teaching. I mean, teaching you already know, planned teaching is there. So why did you accept the review? Please note that any delayed report data is being captured. And if the award is given to the, reviewer, best reviewer award, top performing reviewer award, they consider all these factors. Have you submitted review report on time? One of the factor. I'm not saying only based on this they give the best reviewer award. Do not write derogatory or unsupported comment. Unprofessional. Do not request additional work which is out of the scope of the study. Only within the scope of study, if there is additional work required, only say that. It is also a good way of looking, do you have expertise or not? Do not request superfluous citation of your work. This is a big problem nowadays. Citation. You say cite my 5 paper or cite following 5 paper. Unnecessary. 1 paper can be sufficient. Why you are asking 5 paper? And some editor, some journals say, they tell the reviewer upfront, you will not write in review report for any citation of your work. Okay, if it is very much essential, you have pioneered that method, you are a methodology expert, and you see it is very critical, then only, without revealing identity of your paper, just title of the paper and the publication detail without name of the author, but not many. Nowadays, this is a big issue. Peer review process is witnessing that the review report is full of papers, and you can easily, then author can easily find out who is the reviewer. And if you can find out the reviewer, if 10 citation by same author is coming in a review report, easily author smart enough to identify who is the reviewer. And sometime authors may approach to editor that I don't want this person to review my work. Here is. And you are blacklisted sometime as a reviewer if you do such practices for long. I have seen in my field people doing this and they have been blacklisted by system. System never send any paper to them. Editor do that. Do not breach confidentiality. Even if you got to know you are in same school, you are in same department, do not breach. Do not take advantage of any information obtained during the review process. Let's say you are reviewing a paper and paper comes to you and you go to a conference and the same author is presenting a paper in the conference. You got to know that who is the author. Do not, you hate them or you like them, this should not add to your review report. In any way, it should not affect your decision. And finally, do not include others in the review process without notifying to others. Right? Giving credit. ऐसा नहीं कि आउटसोर्स कर दिया. I got a review and I gave it to Ravi. Ravi, please review it. Then Ravi is the reviewer. I'm not the reviewer. This is the don'ts of a good review practices. Now I'm going to offer you 5 tips when you review a manuscripts, and these tips have come. These tips has come from the learning from various editor, reviewer, review report. First is be kind. It doesn't take anything to be kind. You are human. The person who has authored also human. Don't try to become unkind to anyone. Even though paper is not good quality, there are methodological issue, there are research question issue, all that. So some of the tips which I'm talking, I have already covered, but they are now coming as constructive peer review tips. So first is, as I said, be kind. Basic premise is you want to encourage the further writing. Why people are writing? You want to encourage people to write. So manuscript is draft only. As a author, I have submitted a draft only. It's not a paper. Paper will be when it will be published. So we call it manuscript only, and it is a draft. And author is asking a help from you. Can you tell me what are the areas of improvement, areas of concern? So give a fair approach. Don't be unkind, Also frame your criticism positively. If you have to tell your work is not good, has to be tell in a positive way. Empower the author. Empower the author, because if you write negative comments, if you write any comment which is can hit the author, author may get feel like depressed. All those things can. Idea is you want to develop the idea further. Nobody has come with born expertise of writing. Through the process of submitting paper, reviewing, revision 1, revision 2, revision 3, we get to know. Give the good news along with bad news. Don't only say bad. Give good news also. Begin with positive note. Right? I have read the paper. Problem is very interesting. However, followings are areas of concern or improvement, which author may look, major comment, minor comment, and constructive comment, and give citation, provide action-oriented criticism. Criticism to kar diya, then how what action author can take. So you need to suggest, you need to do experiment again, you need to change your setting, you need to do this, you need to suggest. This is what we call is way forward. A good review report is not the one which identifies so many faults. A good review report is the one which, along with identifying the areas of concern, also tells how to improve. What is the area? What are the areas of concern, along with how to improve? Very, very important. If you are only criticizing, people think as a reviewer, I have to just give negative comment. No, it's a both process. Negative comment, criticism also backed by action oriented, so that author can implement. Second, advice should not be vague. It should be concrete. It should be supportive. Be specific. Back up your comment, opinion with evidence. I already told you. Reviewing is an aspect of academic work that require well-constructed analysis, which means you need to be expert, thorough. When you review a paper, it means you are taking 30% or 20% of the time which author has taken in writing that paper. Reading 8,000 words, 6,000 words written by author requires careful understanding line by line. Look for the strength in the argument and the significance, brevity, how brief it was, and overall consistency in the manuscript. List your analysis to guide improvement, and it should be a concrete advice rather than vague. Right? Very, very important. You have to improve. Improve is the only way. You are a mentor now. When you are a reviewer, you are a mentor to that author. Imagine mentor without telling you how to improve is not a mentor. That anybody can do what are the fault find in the system. Third, seek support, do not assume. And this is the point where I was telling that if you are a PhD scholar, young scientist, never reviewed paper, you are doing it first time, then always learn via senior mentor, journal clubs, or through online guidelines are available. I will show you some website by publisher they maintain. But don't afraid of. See, when you go to boxing ring, when a boxer go to boxing ring, first time, it is first time when someone is entering in that boxing ring. Is he already know that, how to do boxing? No, training. Training only ensures that he will not repeat the mistake and what to do in what situation. So, as a young scientist, if you are fresh, you are early career researcher, not have done much review, only you are authoring, and if you have only authored and you need to now increase your review also, you need to be very, very careful that you seek guidance from mentor, ask your supervisor, ask your seniors, ask, join various journal clubs, join online guidelines, read them, and then only you can train yourself. This is how supportive. Be sure that you read invitation and peer review carefully, check the due date, and follow instruction. There are instruction, login, this, that, right, download this. There is a template available of review report. Review that. ऐसा नहीं you write on A4 page, Microsoft Word, and you send your review report. And they say no. Our review report should be into a proper question answer. 10 questions you have to answer. Follows 2 steps. Read the manuscript and then write a good review. Do not start writing a review. First read the manuscript, and this is the reason why I was saying if author has written 8,000 words, you have to spend good amount of time of reviewing and reading that paper. First read, then write your review, section by section, introduction, methodology, experiment, conclusion, analysis, limitation, section by section. And if you know ethics issue is there, always tell the. And then there is a checklist, reviewer checklist, so that you know all the check boxes are checked, guidelines are met, and you have done your review complete. Seek supporting. Third, fourth, as I was telling you in the last slide only, there are online resource. This is one online resource. Plus has this one. Let me take you to the website, and here is the website link which I'm now going to share with you. Okay, you will see there they have very interesting resource available for you as a author, sorry, reviewer. Okay, yeah, let me share entire screen, and here is that. I hope you can see the website, right? This is where 10 tips for starting a peer review. Yes, I hope you can see. You have been invited for review. Now what? Respond to invitation. How to read a manuscript as a peer reviewer. How to write a peer review report. Click this. These are online resources. See, this should be the most important information. Separate major to minor and miscellaneous remarks. Right? This is how a good review report. This is how you can train yourself. This is how you will sign major versus minor. This is how you will give feedback. and do's and don'ts, what I told you, some of them you will see here also. Right, this is the very good resource you can consider if you want to learn how to do peer review. Some of you, especially early career researcher, PhD scholar, I am a PhD scholar, I don't know how to review. Then go here, 10 tips for starting. What are those 10 tips? Read them, update your profile. Very important. Public profile means Google Scholar, Orchid, ResearchGate. Scopus profile, it should be updated. It should show your expertise. Then only you will be noticed. Right? You have to advertise yourself that you are expert and be findable. Your profile should be public. Right, your Orchid profile, and that's why very, very important is that digital tool which I'm going to talk about it. And then read. More you will read, more you will learn what is the area about, topic about. So this is a very good website. This is not one of its kind only. There are multiple available. I have just chosen this one to show you that there are resources available for the help. And every publisher have the package, what we call is reviewer package, reviewer training package, which they can do it. Fourth is be scientific. Do not ignore minor detail. If you found the typographical error, point it out. But where to point it out? Towards the minor issue, optional issue, or last May, language problem, everything. Right? Scientific and accuracy, major thing. Point it out. If you found, yes, this is a not possible result, author has manipulated the experiment or they have done something unethical, report. Right? And then sample peer review are also available on academic website, which offers a framework for phrasing, how to write. Even there are guide available. And here is this website. Let me share with you this website. And here is the website. I hope you can see the this website now, which I'm sharing with you. Yeah. So here is that website which we are talking. There are good example given how to write. See, lot of things are available. Read 3, and you have access to full report also. See, so abstract make up. See, point by point, following observation, minor observation. These are all minor observation. Then you see, read. If you will read 4, 5, as you read 3, 4 paper, you get to know how to write introduction section. Similarly, if you read 4, 5 reports, you see, I'm glad that author had wrote this essay. See, you are appreciating. Right, even though you might be criticizing and later will be rejecting this paper, you see so many comments are given. Right, it is not less than 2-page or 3-page report you are writing about that paper. So you have to be you need to train yourself how do you write that report. And training is very easy. Read paper and go to these online resources. You will be able to get the access of this basic thing. Right, now sample framework. Let me offer you a framework how you can give your review comment. This is how sample framework is there. Start with this paper discusses, so that you can tell the reviewer, as you can the author and the editor, that you know the topic, you know what it is written. Do not directly start, I have following issue. First of all, discuss what this paper is all about, what is the contribution, what is the methodology used, what is the experiment setting, what are the major finding. Right, do not write here. So describe the basic contribution as author are saying. Right, so this is what it is. Then give your recommendation. I recommend the paper to be accepted, which is not possible in first go. Minor revision, major revision, reject. Yeah, it's okay. Rejection, acceptance, uh, uh, revisions. These are the only 3 possibility. Right, rejection, acceptance, or revision. RRA or ARR3, ARR framework is there. Then you see major region, major comments, then minor comments. This is how you can give a report. And if you write your report in this framework, then editor will say, yes, this fellow or this reviewer know how to write a review report. Even some editors are what they do, they send a sample review report of any earlier paper without citing name of the paper. So they say this is what should be covered, and these are the points how they talk about it. And last, very important, do meet the deadline. Right? Deadlines are very, very sacrosanct. And as I told you, another reason why you should meet the deadline, because you are getting captured in the system. Satish accepted the invite on 13th of March 2026. It is now May. He has not replied the review comment. Reminder sent. Next time, editor को जब select करना होगा, he will say, no, sorry, we will not select Satish because he always delay the report. This is how data is being captured. Digital footprints are there, timeline is there, stamp line is there. If you need extension, write well before the due date. आपको पता है रिमाइंडर आता है 2 week पहले and then 1 week पहले. If you feel like you will not be able to do it, certain exigency has come, you have been appointed by university for some other task, you have been given additional responsibility for ranking, something else. It's okay. Humans may get some planned activity, non-planned activity also. Do write to the editor that, dear editor, though I said yes and I accepted the invite, but I want to inform advance information that I will not be able to do it by the due date. So extend it for 4 weeks. So that's fine. Editor will change the date in the system that now the review report from Satish should come not in 30th of May, it should come in the August. It's okay. But this extension should be asked not on when due date is gone. Due date was yesterday, and today I'm writing to the editor. Dear editor, I was not able to do it because I got this. Editor will say this person is not professional. This person don't know how to communicate. So these are small things, few tips which I talk to you, which can be very helpful for you when you become as a reviewer. Let me tell you, reviewing is a very good way of understanding the process, and reviewer is a path to become editor. First you review, then you become guest editor, then you become area editor, associate editor, section editor, senior editor, then editor in chief. I have not come across any editor in chief who is directly appointed as editor in chief without doing these all steps which I just talked. So, like, you can't become professor on day one. You have to go through the path of assistant, associate, and then professor. Okay, because that's what is gathering experience. You know the process, you know how to handle process, you know how to write. So that's what the job is. So these are the tips which I wanted to share with you. Now already this checklist is done with you. Now effective reviewing, initial screening. Is it my expertise? Do I have time? Is there any conflict of interest? If yes, decline. Second step, reading, journal impression, novelty, relevance, clarity. Note down in your Word file, in your iPad, wherever you are doing your work, that this is the, and this is what you are looking for. Is this paper contribute? Third, detailed evaluation. That was only at reading time. Now you have to write title, date, which journal, what is the summary, and then evaluate research problem, literature, gap, methodology, result. Is data clear? Appropriate analysis, table and figures are clear. Discussion, conclusion. Is conclusion supported by result? Everything in detail you need to do. Fourth, write a review report. Now, as I told you, always start with this manuscript investigate. What? Topic. So this will ensure an editor will get a message that you understood the work. Also, major comment. And this is never, this paper is weak. Do not write this type of language. Better is this methodology section lacks sufficient detail regarding sample. Providing this information will improve reproducibility. This is called constructive feedback, constructive criticism. Criticism, but constructively we have done. Right? Then grammar issue, formatting problem, small clarification like this. Page 5, typo in paragraph 2. Figure 3 require clear labeling. So that, as I told you, person reading your review report know where is the issue. and how to improve. Now, if I will read this report, I know page 5, I need to read paragraph number 2, or if I only say there is a typo error in the paper and I leave it, where 8,000 word is there, where is that typo error? I need to find out. So this is how you should be very, very mindful of that. You give a detailing. Refer introduction section, some people even say line number 2, right? And section 3 of the paper, line number 22. There is a typographical error, there is a comma error. This shows that this gives a confidence to the author that somebody has really read my work and helping me to improve the work. And that is the basic purpose of peer review process. And then finally, number 4, you have to recommendation. Your recommendation may be any review report like the, and then you are not giving your decision. Decision can be this, right? And when you are rejecting, you should also give why you are rejecting. Any ek line likha, this paper discussed this, however, I feel paper is not good, I recommend rejection. This type of review report is like a junk, garbage. Editor will put it in garbage. All editor will get impression Satish has not read the paper at all. Only one day before due date, he is submitting the review report, or on the date of report, he has not read the paper. He is writing 4 line, 5 line only. And this is like a poor review report looks like. This paper is poorly written, does not contribute much. Author should improve the paper. What is the problem here? Problem is very vague, no specific suggestion, no justification or criticism. Very unhelpful for both author and editor. Editor has invested 6 weeks with you, and this is what you have written. He will say why he has invited me to review that. He will regret his decision. And impact will be, and it will tell that it was superficially read, as I was telling you just now. It will give an impression that Satish is not a serious reader. Next time, the editor will never invite me. And इसका impact क्या होगा? Author cannot improve. क्या improve करना बताया ही नहीं है. क्या contribution नहीं है. किस aspect में, in which aspect it is missing? Methodology, method, research question, conclusion, analysis, design, experiment, data. What? Editor cannot make decision now. अगर ये report है तो editor will be confused. He will now select a new reviewer who will take another 6 weeks, and that's how. Who will suffer? SUFFER. The suffer will be to the author. And that's why, as a reviewer, always see author in front of you. Review process become less constructive, and that's why I said some people now write peer review is broken. Because no, even today, people are writing that. People do what? They put the paper in chat GPT reviewer, and they ask chat GPT to review the paper and give some comment. That's what also some of the issues coming up. If you will read, keep on reading, because as an editor, I also need to see, is my reviewer using chat GPT to write their review, and you can easily point it out. So nowadays, have to be very, very careful. This is how a good review report should look like. This paper addresses an interesting problem. So remember, we are appreciating good thing related to this topic, crowdfunding adoption. However, contribution need to be clarified. In particular, you see, I have given evidence. Please see these paper, Lee 2022 and Smith 2021, and methodology require detailed sampling procedure. This is clear, and this way, now author, editor also know decision has to be done because you have given sufficient detail, more detail. This is just one para I have taken from the review report of a good paper. So this is how you should be writing a good review, right? So sometime when you are a reviewer, you think that you are a reviewer, you are a god now you will do everything. So reviewer can fall into this problem, what is called reviewer 2 problem. And reviewer 2 problem is there are a lot of memes in and around. If you are a very serious reviewer, researcher, and and this type of comment. I don't know if reviewer number 2 read the paper or he has review generator. This paper is meticulously researched. I do not recommend for its publication. Reviewer 2, major revision, PhD student trying to publish paper. This is a reviewer 2 problem. So please don't become reviewer 2. I'm not saying reviewer 2 means reviewer 2 in number. This is typically called reviewer 2. Some of you, those who have never heard reviewer 2 problem, can Google it, you will find more. This is like reviewer 2. Can you explain this part a bit further, but without going into detail? How it is possible? I'm sure there are mistakes, but I gave up pointing them. Bad. Right? You are reviewer 2. These are qualities of reviewer 2. Don't try to become reviewer 2. What if paper is so bad? It would take entire 20 page to describe all the problem it has. Vague. So you are a reviewer 2. So reviewer 2 is vague. Reviewer 2 is not objective. Reviewer 2 is not constructive. That is why we call it reviewer 2 problem. So don't try to become reviewer 2. You need to become, you may be reviewer 2 in number, but you have to behave like you are giving all detail. This is reviewer 2. Angry and bitter scholar extracting revenge on their peer through critical anonymous rejection of paper they secretly wish they would have written. I want to. How come Ravi has written this paper? This paper was to be written by me. I'm the expert of this paper, and I'm angry. I'm bitter scholar, and I'm rejecting his work without giving such comment, giving such type of comment. This paper is bad. It will take 20 pages to write this. Reviewer 2 basically does not like publish, and my submission is don't be like reviewer 2. So this is called reviewer 2 problem. Why it is called reviewer 2? Because generally you will find reviewer 2 comments like that only. So a good reviewer is like a constructive mentor. I told you already. It's not a gatekeeper कि मैं गेट में किसको आने दूंगा किसको जाने दूंगा मेरी मर्जी है. Security, like a security guard, like editor, you are a constructive mentor. And mentor role is very clear to improve paper, and it helps you to decide the editor to decide and maintain the academic integrity of the whole process itself. That's what as a reviewer, and these are the few things, few tips you should keep in mind. And last thing before we close this topic, there are certain digital tools for reviewing manuscript. Given that today we are living in a digital world, gone are the days when paper used to become in email and Word file or PDF or latex file, in PDF. Nowadays, whole peer review process is digitized. So basically, when I'm saying digital tool, I'm not talking here AI, generative AI, all. I'm talking about there are three categories. There are reviewer recognition platform, there are researcher identity system, and there are journal manuscript management system. Let me take first. You already know, I think most of us know this problems. Here, all the review which you have done got there. Right, so I have reviewed 10 paper in a year and it goes to Publons. If I tell anybody without evidence that I have done 10 paper review, how anybody will review, believe? But nowadays, digital tracking is there. Through Publons, you can easily get to know that. Let's say, as I told you, I need not to even ask, Ravi, how many paper you have reviewed. I will go to Publons and search for Ravi Madala. And I will see Ravi Madala, MNIT Jaipur. I will see, is he actively reviewing paper or not? Let's say I found he's reviewed 20 paper. I'll say, yes, he's active reviewer. And which journal? Which journal he is reviewing? Is he the journals matches with the expertise or the specialization, or is he reviewing without expertise? So this is one. And they have a peer recognition, reviewer recognition system. So you can track peer review activity, कितने journal के लिए किया है, कितने review किए हैं, and whole history since when you are reviewing. Verified review record, these are not unverified. Recognition program, they have Publons provide certificate, they track statistics, and it is used in global ranking, and they give award also at the end of 1 year, 2 years, something like that. And good news is that it is integrated with Web of Science, so that you can track all your publication, citation, peer review record into one academic profile. Like with Aadhaar card, you can do so many things. For a researcher through Publons, we can do so many things, and because it is why researchers should use it, documenting your academic service. Now, imagine I am working in academia since last 20 days. I am applying for a leadership position, director position, or dean research position in some of the institute. Now, one of the column of their application say, how many peer review do you have done? Now, imagine I will scratch my head and keep on searching documents of last 20 years, emails. Good news here, I will go to my Publons and there is a track record. What I will do, instead of giving list, I will say, here is my Publon ID. Researcher ID, go see, check there, 20, 30, 40, 50 reviewers are there. And reputation, you will get to know, and it demonstrate that you are engaging with journal. Tomorrow you will be, you will apply for associate editor, senior editor, guest editor. Publisher will see from here, are you actively engaged or not? Do you know review process? Do you know, are you a contributor? Are you contributing to society? And finally, as I told you, recognition certificate for reviewing your work, you get it. Okay, so maybe your institute is not recognizing, but publisher is recognizing. That's the reason. Then we all know this. I think I should not put much time here. ORCID is there. Here also you have reviewer, peer review activity recorded. There are some journals which allows your peer review activity goes to your ORCID page. So you can see how many paper you are reviewing, which journal, which year. All your publication, all your experience, all your education qualification, all you can do. And nowadays, all submissions are with ORCID, especially in my area, business management, finance, economics, all submission systems are integrated with ORCID. Emerald, Elsevier, Wiley, Springer, everything they talk about ORCID, because this is one ID, researcher identity system. And why you should register? Global recognition. As I told you, Sunway University people's leadership saw my ORCID profile only, or Google Scholar profile only, and they, send an email to me, can we invite you for interaction and all that. So this is how gone are the days when you people are applying. And then finally, journal manuscript system is there. This is an online submission system. As most of you have already done submission, you have editorial manager or Scholar One. These are two popular in my area and your area also, right? So Scholar One, where you go create your ID and all that, link to ORCID or link to your Web of Science account, and you submit the paper there. You can do same thing for review process also. Reviewer can accept. Reviewer can access the manuscript securely, download the data, submit the report, structured report, format is there. And flow is typically you receive email, you log in into system, you accept or decline the review, you download manuscript, you submit your comment, and all comments are basically available for author, editor, and your recommendation, as I told you. So foolproof and record based system, without anybody can't alter your report. Sometime I send a review report in email, editor may alter my report or somebody else may alter my report, but here nobody can alter because it is in system. Nobody can do it backed by this. Then you have Scholar One manuscript, same thing is there also. You can invite a reviewer, you can review dashboard is there, format is there, editorial decision is there, how much can be taken, kitna time liya, all that, and then reviewer can see title, abstract without name of author. So blind review process. Blind review process, as we know, due date, confidentiality agreement is there, and then what they can do, they can upload their review comment unannotated. Unannotated means even you type in your system your word file, it will be like a very much file which nowhere anybody can track, neither the author when they download the word file or review comment, who has written this. Because when let's say I send a word document to you, you can go to the property and see who is the owner of this document. Nobody can see. So this is called what we call is cleaned file or unannotated files and recommendation to the editor, right? So this was basically about reviewing process. My next section will be on peer review, handling peer review. And if you want a couple of minute break, it's okay. If you want me to continue, you know uh, uh, I can continue. Up to you. How you? I can continue. I have no problem. But if you want to take a couple of minute bio break or anything, I'm okay to do you. Yeah, Gopal Krishna, I will share a good report also. Very good. Let me share. I have a good review report available with me. Let me share here. I hope you can see the screen now. This is template. Oh, sorry, this is a template of response sheet. Review report I have shared there. I can also send you. I have a couple of review report available with me, and I've shared those online resources there also. You can go it. And while it is our responsibility to plagiarism, it depends. Generally, the responsibility of plagiarism and AI generated content has to be taken care by editor and editorial manager, right? Because system itself flag to the editor that how much plagiarism, similarity, AI generated content is there. As a author, if I see pattern that the written while reviewing that, the pattern, the writing pattern you see, because editor may not see the whole paper. Editor just send it to associate editor, associate editor send it to you. Now you see that yes, heavily this content looks like AI generated, then you can warrant to the editor in the editor comment. Do not write in the author comment and say that it looks your paper is AI generated. He may feel defensive about it. So don't do that. In editor report, editor comments, you may sound the editor that though I have not checked, it is advisable, but it looks like a lot of content is heavily AI generated or plagiarism, iron plagiarism. Some reviewers are so meticulous they even run plagiarism report at their own end also. So they say no. I have seen, because I have received, I was earlier in NIT Jaipur only, and I was associate dean PG PhD there, and I used to handle PhD thesis evaluation. Used to see some of the examiner used to run Turnitin on the thesis, even though we used to supply them the Turnitin report. So some reviewers are like, they want to make it very, very foolproof. It's up to you how much time you are ready to invest and how serious a reviewer you are. But yes, if you feel like, you can run plagiarism, ultimate accountability, responsibility to aapki bhi hai, but accountability will be of editor and the team. They should have not screened the paper and send it to you before sending it to you to check for those plagiarism and anti AI generated content now. And there is a debate going on, because some of the software tools are showing everything is AI generated, which may not be true. So a lot of things are happening around that. And, but still, to be safer side, you may alter, you may tell the editor in your editor comment that maybe I was not supplied with plagiarism or AI generated similarity report. Maybe editor and team can check it before passing the decision to the author. Okay, so let's go to the second round. I believe we can continue. Let's go to the second part of it, peer review process. So this is typically a peer review process. Since I saw in the very first minute of the session that most of you are seasoned people, those who have submitted, but typically this is a review process. You submit your paper, right? It is assigned to an editor, editorial assessment happens, and then editor may reject or send it to referee, and then external peer review happen, which may take 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I will show you the time also. Then report come back to editor, editor assess the report, and then final decision is communicated to the author and reviewer, which may be reject decision, which may be accept decision, revision decision. I have not seen in my life, after authoring 320 plus papers in good journal, also top tier journal, I never got an acceptance in first go. Always major rejection, multiple rejection before a paper got accepted. So whole process, let's say paper is rejected, then you go to next journal, same process will go. So this is typically a peer review process. And why peer review matters? because it ensures research quality, it improves the manuscript, it validates the method and the finding of the paper, and it maintains scientific integrity also, because expert is reviewing the work of written by a author who may be a novice researcher or who may be a seasoned researcher. Now, we need to know what are the types of peer review available: single blind, double blind. So here one reviewer will be involved, two reviewer may be involved. Open review where both. Double blind means neither the author, neither the reviewer know each other. Identity is not disclosed to each other. I am a author, I am submitting a paper, it goes to Ravi, I don't know. It may be with Ravi or it may be with anyone. So blind review, single blind means one party know. Either typically reviewer know who is the author. And then there is a open review. Open review is both reviewer and author know who is the reviewer know who is the author. This is called open review. Of recently, people, lot of journals are doing open review, right? There are pros, cons. I'm not saying which one is good, but to ensure no biasness, this type of review is followed, and this is typically called gold standard in review process. Gold standard means this is mainly ensures anonymity, not bring any bias. Bias of either side. Bias of rejecting a good paper or bias of accepting a bad paper or not so good paper. And then some journals follow only editorial review. I know some journals where they do not send it to external review, only editorial team, right? Editorial team, only editorial review is done and comments are. Typically in case study in my field, management field, case studies are there. They never goes to you know reviewers. It's only editors, section editor who is expert review it, give comments, and give the decision whether it has to be accepted, revised, resubmit, major revision, minor revision, or rejection, right? But most popular is this one, which is called double blind, where neither the author know who is the reviewer, neither reviewer know who is the author. Both parties' identity is hidden from each other. Editor know who is the author. Editor also know who is the reviewer, because editor appoint reviewer and editor can see who is the author. Right? So when you submit your paper, they say your title page where author details are there has to be uploaded separately. This ensures it's double blind. And some say, no, it can be single file. We follow open review. Open review means both the party know each other. That's what it is. So this is typical journey. And please note that this timeline, some of you may agree or disagree, but this is average timeline I have written here. First paper is submitted, it goes to editor. They may take 3 to 4 weeks on their desk. I can tell you with my experience, my paper were with editor for 3-4 months. Note movement. I submitted a paper. Remember, this morning only I checked because I was preparing my slide deck for this session. I checked one of my paper was submitted in December. Till date, it is on editor desk only. December has gone, January has gone, February has gone, and March is middle. 3-4 months. Right. So whatever time I have mentioned here, this is the most optimistic time I have given. Right, then selection of reviewer, if not outright rejection. And imagine 3 month के बाद editor बोलेगा no, this is out of scope, not good paper. 4 month has wasted. So it's like a black hole, if I have to say, or a dark tunnel. If not black hole, it's a dark tunnel. Publication peer review is a dark tunnel. Sometime comes very early, sometime comes very late. I myself have experienced a paper journey 2 years also. Single paper journey, 2 years, 3 years. We have a paper which we started in 2020. Till date, it has not seen the light. After 1 or 2 years of review, it is getting revised, rejection, multiple revision. Now it is in revision 4 in one of the journals. And still we are not sure what will happen to that paper. So I'm not making you scared about it, but you need to know timeline, because you then can plan, especially early career researcher. If your promotion is coming next year and you say, this year I will start research, you will start research, submit research, and after submission, nothing is in your hand. So my suggestion is start early. Start early. Do not wait till last time. So this process is to help you to understand how peer review can be a time consuming. Then paper goes to review process, 2 to 3 double blind. They may take 10 to 12 weeks, which is very optimistic. 6 months, 1 year, 8 months, they are not responding. Then editor is changing, new reviewer, right? And then all that happens. I myself did this as a associate editor. First, the reviewer accepted and then not responding. And after that, multiple change, he says, sorry, I can't do it. Okay, then I have to go. Imagine how much time is lost. Revision, review comments, and then you do again scanning by the editor of revision, second review. Then after second review, again you can have a rejection, conditional, minor, more review, accept, and then finally proof to publication. It may take 2 months to 12 months. And nowadays, publication houses like Elsevier, which is Science Direct, they are quite faster. Within 1 week of acceptance or 10 days of acceptance, your paper is online. We call it online first or early view first article. Okay, so this is the timeline. Right. So typically this is the process I have just told you. Submit, first round, second round, peer review, final revision, accepted, published, and rejection is always there in the process. Right. So in a lighter way, this is the journey. So path is very, very rigorous. You are here. You are author here. You are with your manuscript. You have colleague. You have competitor. You are not the only one doing research. You have competitor. So you see the kind of, things they are having in their hand. And see editorial office, reviewer two. See reviewer two ghost here. He is the one reviewer two. Reviewer one who is little okay with something, and then you have editor in chief, big boss, gatekeeper, and finally etc. So path is very, very challenging. Path is very, very long, but we have to walk on this path only. There is no alternative path that you take this shortcut and achieve here, right? Only this path you have to travel. You have to follow everyone, colleague, competitor, funder. If you are a government, taken a project from government agency, ministry, ICT, or something else. Administrator and blocks will be there. Funding is not coming, lab instrument is not coming. All that count together, then all those issues, and you see this is the path. Very, very challenging task. Sometimes peer review looks like this. You have reviewer one, you have reviewer two, and then you have reviewer three. All these images I have brought here just to make you understand. Sometime peer review can be like this. Well, that didn't seem too bad. So peer review is very, very diverse, sometimes very conflicting feedback, but constructive engagement is there, and ultimate objective is to improve the quality of research. Sometimes like this, very supportive, constructive, sometimes limited feedback, and sometimes very detailed or critical. So you have to live all three. You can't say it's my hard luck that I'm getting this third, or Ravi is having good luck, he's only getting this first. No, nothing like hard luck or soft luck here or good luck here. It's a part of process. It's a game of thrones. You have to play. If you are inside, you are in a boxing ring now, you have to play. You have no choice. You can leave the field and you can leave your competitor to win, right? Opponent to win. You cannot be like that. Sometime like this. You submitted this, and you see reviewer is asking, come on, remove this. So reviewer 2, reviewer 3, so there was one wheel, they say put 3 wheels. So they say more studies needed. So more funny way. So you can disagree, but disagree with proper logic, and that's where very, very important. Why I'm showing you all these images, to make you understand how should you respond when you get such type of funny nonsense comment also. I mean, silencer ko upar laga do on the top of the roof. There must be some logic why it is here. right? Or here, right? So they say, minor revision, major revision, region, please change, approach pura, provision kar do, completes. Can you see what you submitted and what you get? Let me erase the stuff from here. You see what they have done in peer review. So sometimes peer review can be very, very like this also. So you have reviewer 2, you have reviewer 1, you have supportive reviewer, constructive reviewer, very critical reviewer, all type of people are. So this is the story with everyone. When we submit our paper, we think it is already polished, but peer review often adds many suggestions from different perspective. And we take revision process, and ultimate objective is to ensure that quality of research is there, and science is science, right? Science is ensured as science, right? So oftenly people get rejection. So welcome to rejection. Rejection is very, very common, right? So if there is a coin, a fair coin, if I'm to say like this, fair coin, right? Imagine one side is head, another side is tail, right? So you say head and it comes tail. So that's how it is there. Rejection is always there, and you have to stay with this. So when you write paper, it can be either accepted or it either can be rejected. Only two possibility. And good thing is that you know the outcome, you know the probability of outcome. How much is the probability for each? 50-50, 1 by 2. If I have to assign the probability to each of them, either can be. So but rejections are there, and some people get very much disheartened with rejection, right? And you get rejection letter. I received a lot of rejection letter. Perfect, no worry, we will go to the next one. What to do when a rejection is there? Rejection is nothing, it's awakening through, though it is rude one. Even though it is rude, it's awakening. It's telling me there is something more I need to do. I need to improve. It is not yet to the standard, to the par process, or I will go to the next journal. I will improve or go to the next journal. That's the only option I have. Why rejection? Some rejections are which you can control. Paper is outside the journal mission. You can control this. Select right journal. Paper is being considered elsewhere. ये सबसे खतरनाक है. This is the most wrong. People submit their work in 2 journals. Unethical, first of all, can lead to blacklisting. Writing is difficult to understand, can control. Non-compliance to writing template. They said 12 का font होना चाहिए, citation style ये होना चाहिए, आप नहीं कर रहे. तो editorial region, these are called editorial region for rejection. And it is time-taking activity. 3 months, 2 month time. You get to know paper outside the scope. You have to read the scope. Rejection could be because of this reason. There could be technical reason for rejection. Wrong analysis, unclear hypothesis, not enough evidence, weak method, inconclusive, you have violated the research ethics. These are technical reasons for rejection you have to consider. These are common region. Novelty is not there, methodology is not there, poor writing, out of scope, journal. This can be controlled. So controlled and controlled, two type of things are there. You need to work on both of them. Mostly controlled, and for that selection of journal is very typical, rightly should be done so that you can save time. But still rejection can be there. There could be other region. Uncomplicated review, overstated claim, poor data, ethical concern, right? Desk rejection, scope is not matching, very no loyalty, poor formatting is there, paper replicate previous work, no method, no nothing new, contribution is not clear, so you can improve. Poor method could be there, writing issue could be there, grammar concern, unclear explanation, figures not readable. These are all controllable. ये आपको controllable. So do not submit your draft thinking this is a draft only. Your draft should be like, perfect draft from your side, at least free from this thing. Explanation should be there, grammar should be free from error, right? So other day, I think the expert was talking about Grammarly. Take help of Grammarly or other software. Professional language editor are there, reader are there, they can copy edit your paper. Figures, Nowadays, a lot of softwares are available where you can make clean, readable figures. All that can be taken care. So this is a typical issue. So there is a very good paper, and you see the title of this paper: Why Referee Reject Paper. Title of the paper is Why Referee Reject Paper. Though it is a 2007 paper, almost 20 years back. But what they did, they find out why referee is rejecting paper. Methodology, significance, writing style, literature, plagiarism also, or it is published anywhere. So what they did in this paper, if you go through this paper, I can send this paper, detailed paper is available. They analyze the referee report. Why referee is rejecting the paper? So this was the rank order. Most significant methodology problem is there, writing style is there, literature view, data analysis, organization, quality and rigor, sample is not correct, conclusion section. So these are the reason why paper get rejected. Very, very important studies. These, when we know these are the reason, I can focus on methodology, I can focus on writing style, I can go on literature view section. Okay, I can improve it to the best and then see, leave it to the reviewer what he want to say, because the reviewer is the expert. He will further guide me if he is not a reviewer too, right? So then we will be able to improve, right? So let me go to sometime what happens when you receive comments. Stay calm, read more carefully, identify which comments are major, which comments are minor. Even if you are getting rejection, don't get angry, don't get emotional. A lot of people get emotional. I've seen PhD scholar handled, 12 PhD scholar as I have guided, they become emotional. Why with me, sir? My paper is getting rejected after 1 year. Come on, it's very obvious. Stay calm, read comments carefully, one, twice, thrice. Not on the day when you get the rejection letter, next day. Because if you will read on the day when you get rejection letter, you are in emotional state. Go into rational state first, which is the next day, maybe 1 week or 2 days. Sometimes some people can overcome emotions very easy early, and some takes a lot of time. So do this and identify then what are the major comments, minor comments. As I told you, reviewer is there to improve, mentor. So he's not a enemy to you, provided he's not a reviewer too, right? So in that case, this is what you should be doing it. Typically, reviewer comments, methodology, literature, improve figure. You segregate the comment into these category. Okay, now rejection, how to handle? As I told you, calm down. You are not the first and last researcher to see the rejection letter or email. It comes to everyone. I have worked with scholar outside India, more than 200, and they all get rejection. Read the decision letter carefully. Consider your option. Discuss with your supervisor, co-author. Plan to revise before submission to another journal. Or you say, okay, I don't want to revise. I want to submit directly to another journal. Discard the paper. पेपर को कह दो कि नहीं, ये तो बेकार, I will not pursue it. Most likely none of you will say I will discard this paper, right? So you continue to work with this. If you feel the rejection is unjustifiable, backed by your evidence or citation, and you see unnecessary comments are there, you can write politely to EIC, राइट? लाइक जज को आपको अपील करना है तो पोलाइट अपील होगा आपका. सो योर जज इज हियर, द एडिटर, टू रिकंसीडर and with logical explanation and why one should be reconsidered, right? Law, very less people go about this option, but I have seen people going, and highly unlikely that EIC will change decision. But some EIC say, okay, sorry, let me give you an opportunity also. So it's not a, आपने देखा होगा Supreme Court also revert its decision, earlier decision. Same thing can be, but do they revert every decision? No. Only thing which they feel like. So here also the chances or probabilities close to 1, not close to 1, 0 probably. But you may take a chance, but please understand it is a time taking and editor may be unresponsive. Editor को response भी नहीं करेगा आपको. Because editor has to handle hundreds of paper, he will not handle your, everybody start writing complaint that you have not handled it. But as I said, If you have logic and you feel, your team feel, your co-author feel, your supervisor feel that you want to write it, right. Do not say that you don't want to write it, because nothing will happen. Outcome is not in your hand, only appeal is in your hand, because there is a appeal procedure given on each journal also. Handling revision. First of all, if revision is asked, celebrate. Do not over celebrate, only celebrate. Revision means journal is interested. Address all, and I have written all in caps and bold, underlined also. All means all. Point by point you have to reply, and do not take it personally. Lot of people I've seen taking comment personally. When you will put your personal bias into science, it will become bias science. So be very clear that you do not do this. How to deal with rejection? Do not ignore reviewer or editor, no matter how stupid they are. This comment doesn't mean anything. These are not right logic. But do not show that they are stupid. Do not tell them, at least anywhere in writing. Respond quickly. Thank you very much for the decision letter. We will revise the paper and submit on due line. Now you need to make your tailor your notes. Read decision letter one time, two time, three time, together with co-author, together with supervisor, and always make a plan first how you will address them. Number the sequence. In the sequence they have given the comment. Comment 1, number 1, response 1. Comment 2, response 2. Repeat the comment and then respond. I will show you a response letter now only, a sample one. Help the reviewer to navigate. Navigate means please refer page number 5, line number 20. We have made necessary changes what you requested on this particular comment, so that it is like a sailing through. Please note that today I have given a decision on your paper. I am a reviewer. Today is 16th of March. You are submitting your revision in July. I will forget what comment I gave, because by that time I may read four, 5 more paper. So in that case, you need to help me as a reviewer to navigate the whole review process. Right? Revisions are inevitable. They are always 100% satisfaction, but put all your efforts to make the revision to the original as you put your efforts in original submission. Do not think that revision hai ab to ho hi jayega. No, I have seen myself paper getting rejected in round 2, round 3 years. You do not have to follow all advice. Explain why you did not follow any advice, and you give justification. Editor will provide you some guidance in case there are contradictory. Reviewer 1 ek bol raha hai, reviewer 2 ulta bol raha hai. Approach the editor. Editor will help you how to do this. Right? These are certain golden rules. These golden rules are with experience, working with a lot of papers, reading review report. As an editor, I am telling you, be polite and professional. Address every comment. Provide clear explanation. We have made necessary changes. Do not write such type of response letter. Tell what you have made changes. Show exact what you have changed. Treat review as an opportunity to improve the work. And please note the last one. A well-written response letter can turn a rejection into acceptance. Sometime. I'm not saying every time. Obviously, you need to be backed it by the work also. How to respond? Prepare document, reply point by point, and please be polite and professional. Lot of people are not trained on this. Their language matters a lot. Imagine you are dealing with one who is expert. You should be polite and professional. Polite and professional does not mean you will be saying, I'm sorry, I'm this, I'm that. No, thank you very much for your suggestion. And here are our responses to your. This is what I will always tell you. Always thank the reviewer. Respond to every comment. Be polite. Clearly explain. Provide page number, line number. Page 20 of manuscript, line number 10. We have changed. Never sound defensive. Responding to reviewer effectively requires many things: professionalism, patience, clarity and respect also. Respect that he has provided. He has invested his time in reading your work and giving you comment. Okay. This is one last slide before I show you the, one sample. This is never you should be doing. We disagree with the reviewer. Methodology is already clear in the paper and additional explanation is not necessary. Reviewer may have misunderstood us. This is a bad response. Why? Tone is very defensive, blaming the reviewer, no improvement is made, no explanation of revision is there. Rather than that, professional and effective response will be, we thank the reviewer for this helpful comment. To improve clarity, we have expanded the methodology section to better explain the data collection procedure, sampling strategy specify. We have added additional detail regarding survey design and how we selected the respondent. Revision made, page number 6, line number this to this in the revised manuscript. Why any editor and reviewer will accept it? Because you are appreciating the reviewer feedback, you are acknowledging the issue, you are clearly explaining what has been changed, and you are also telling where it has been changed. Location also given. Very, very important, you have to do it. Another example. Reviewer comment was, paper should include experiment using dataset X. Response, we did not include dataset X because it is not useful and reviewer suggestion is unnecessary. ये तो बहुत ही very defensive language. You are disagreeing. It's okay, agree to disagree, but it should be properly like this. We appreciate the reviewer suggestion regarding dataset. However, dataset focus on different problem domain, does not contain variable which is for our study. Therefore, including will not be appropriate. To clarify this limitation, we have added explanation in the manuscript. Refer page number 12, line number this to this. Look at the difference between these two. And let me now show you finally how to write the clear response letter. I hope you can see my screen. Let me share the screen here and hope you can see the response. Can you see the Word file?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is a template response sheet. First of all, it should be title, ID, manuscript number or ID, journal name. Always start like this. Dear editor and reviewer, we sincerely thank you, the editor, handling editor, reviewer, for careful evaluation, constructive comment. We appreciate my suggestion, which has helped significantly improve the clarity, quality, and contribution of the manual. All the comment has been successfully, carefully addressed, and manuscript has been revised. For ease of reference, reviewer comment are reproduced below in italic, followed our response. Changes are manuscript in the highlight. They are in red color or track change mode because some journal allow track change, some journal don't. And page and line number in the given. Below, we provide point by point response to each of the comment raised by reviewer and the editor, a team of grateful authors. Now you see response to reviewer 1. Reviewer 1, comment 1. The introduction section does not clearly highlight novelty. Thank you for your helpful suggestion. We have revised introduction. More clearly, we have articulated the gap. Specifically, we have added a paragraph. On this revision made, please refer page number 3, line number 6. It is navigating to him. Again, reviewer 1, comment 2. Please clarify sampling. Response comment 2. Right? Page number this and line number this. Reviewer 1, comment 3. Revision where? And then let's say these were the 3 comments at the end of reviewer 1. Thank you, reviewer 1. Once again for your thoughtful comment. We hope that revised version meets your approval. Then go to reviewer 2. Similarly, reviewer 2, comment 1. Response. Again, where revision is made, navigate the properly. Reviewer 2, and then let's say kindly refer this figure, page number 4, page number 3 and 4, page number 10 to 11. And then again, thank him. And at the end, response to editor, if applicable, because editor may give some comment. Do not ignore editor comments. So comment was this, and then respond. And then a closing statement. We would like to thank editor for managing the review process professionally. Once again, we are grateful, both reviewer and constructive comment. We hope the revised version adequately addressing the reviewer's comment and strengthening the manuscript. We sincerely appreciate time, effort invested. See, you're dealing with the psychology of the reviewer. वो भी human है, and everybody love to be appreciative of the time and effort they are putting up. Imagine we started with that. It's a non-paid job. And then thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, author name should not be included. A team of grateful author. Never include your name here, because you will be disclosing the identity then. Right? Or you say on the behalf of all authors. A team of. If it is an open review, you may include the name of the author, and then you can say on behalf of all the author, this is the author name. Or if it is anonymous, then just a team of grateful. This is how a standard response letter is written, so that you get a feel that how to handle. Sometime what happens, we may be doing a lot of good things, but we, while responding, our communication can be very issue. So communicating with the reviewer, communicating with the author as a reviewer is both requires lot of thoughtfulness. So in this session, I tried to cover that aspect which Dr. Ravi asked me to do, how to handle review process, reviewer comments, and how to be act like a good reviewer, qualities, review report, all those areas. So with that, I'll stop here. If there is any question, feel free to raise your hand, or I can see in the chat box. Sir, Ankur is asking, can we submit the same paper? No. After rejection by one journal, you can definitely go. Not simultaneously. Ankur, so I read your question. You can definitely submit the same paper to other journal. It's not saying that you can't submit it. Do submit. Feel free to submit to any number of journals, second, third, fourth. Sometimes you have to submit it to 5, 6 journal also before it get accepted by fourth journal. Feel free to do that. Any other thing? Any other question? Forum is open for question. Yeah. So what to do when we go to grammar check by AI? Yeah. So this question, Amit, you have asked, I think, to the person from Grammarly also. Imagine, if you have written by, you have written it. So then any tool saying anything, do not bother. Right? That's my take on it. Even if tool is showing that it is generated by AI, don't worry. You know that you have written it. You can prove it tomorrow. Right? These type of questions comes, when you use heavily generative AI for generating the text. If you are using generative AI for improvement of language, then okay, right. And today all journals have a policy, generative AI use policy. Refer that policy, and that policy talks about what is allowed and what is not allowed, what is ethical and what is unethical. Right? And there are research paper available on this issue. A lot of research paper are available on this issue, how generative AI can be used in review process, writing of paper, what can be done, what cannot be done. Okay, so my take is very simple. Okay, I know what I have written. I have only used AI or generative AI or Grammarly for improving the language. Then I know any tool can detect anything. Tools are tools. Tools matches similarity. Okay, so similarity can be anything. So I know, I take a guarantee, I give a undertaking, I give a statement that no AI was used in generating the text. See, remember, generative AI kya hai? You are using generative AI for improvement, or you are using it for generating the idea and text also. So you know better. Who know that better? Editor or tool will not know. So you say, no, it has not been done there. That's why it is, very clear that, same. Yes, people can publish the same methodology while the paper is in review. 100 times it can happen. Don't worry about it. Methodology is not the only contribution you make. You make multiple contribution. People cannot publish exactly same thing. Similar hoga. Right? Same नहीं होगा. Similar. Result may be, similar. So result similar हो सकते हैं. So it's okay. 1,000 people work on same problem. right? It's okay. Let the people keep on working. 100 years down the line, people are doing research on same issues, similar issues. It's okay, but contribution need to be justified how it is contributing to theory, to the methodology, to the hypothesis, or to the science itself, or what we call is, methodology itself. Yeah. Any other question? Okay, then if there is no other question, thank you very much, EICT Academy, especially Professor Vineet Sahula and Dr. Ravi for having me here on this platform and giving the opportunity to do the, how to write paper in a week. I don't know. No paper can be written in a week. Okay, so very wrong question. Sorry, may sound offensive my answer, but nobody can write a paper in week. Okay, if paper writing is possible in a week, there would have been, thousands of. Can reviewer leak the paper? What does mean leaking means? First of all, nobody can leak this. There is nothing called leak. These are all superficial, thinking. Nobody do that. Unnecessary when the yeah. So it's up to you, Dr. Anandi, that Meena, if all data and draft is there, you can write in 24 also, 24 hours also. Sit, write, continuously write, you can write in 24 also. But your first question was, can we write a paper? How to write a paper in a week? I do not have recipe to do that. Dear sir, when do we use improvement in chat GPT than similarity? Yeah, of course, it may get, high. Better refer. I'm not a tool expert. This session is not on how to use Grammarly and how to use chat GPT into writing. This session is also not about writing paper. Okay, please note that the scope of this session was like that only. I'm sure there will be someone who will be handling generative AI side of it. I I see these questions coming from a lot of question of this type is coming, but I am very simple working with 300 paper today also saying, if I have written a paper, any tool detecting anything, let it to deduct. I know I have written it. Why should I worry about it? There is nothing called botheration. And if I have used generative AI for improving the language, just say that use of generative AI was only for improving the text, which was written by us, which is okay to use, which is similar to use of Grammarly only. That's it. Make a declaration properly and accordingly you can work. Don't worry about these issues, too much, because these questions come. I'm not suspecting anyone here. These questions come from those who use generative AI for generating the paper. If you know you are writing the paper and you're taking the help of these tool for improvement of language and maybe better reflection of then it's okay. Write it. Give it a credit. That's it. Okay, but you can't ask generative AI to write a paper. Then I don't have that slide. I would love to show you what happens to the people. Okay, in their published paper itself, it is written. Surely, I can write introduction section, and that's got published. It's in public domain, and paper got retracted later. That's the flip side of generative AI, which should be avoided. You as a researcher, that's my take. And with that, thank you very much. Over to back to academy people, if there is any final remarks.
So thank you very much, sir, for this informative talk. So with your permission, can I have asked one question, sir, actually?
Yes, why not?
Sir, actually, this is my experience. From 6 to 7 months ago, I submitted one paper. So after reviewing 2 to 3 months, I get back with the reviewers, the journal decision, and the journal actually reject the paper, and there were two reviewers. One reviewer provide the constructive feedback, and second, due to the second reviewer, the paper has been rejected. And after the rejections, I revised all the comments, and after revise the paper, I submitted to another journal, and again it will take 3 to 4 months again in the review process. And after the 4 months, when I get again the decision, the paper of the journal, so again I was rejected. The paper was rejected due to the reviewer 2 comments, and the comments was exactly same as per the 5 months ago submitted to paper, sir. Even though the journal name was also not changed there. So should I, in that scenario, should we request to the editor?
Go to journal 3. Go to journal 3
journal
simply.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it is high probability that your paper, even if it goes to journal 3, it may go to same reviewer 2 also.
Okay,
Because
okay, sir.
experts, yeah, so don't worry about that. Keep on doing unless it see the light of the day. That's
Sure,
the
sir.
only
Thank you.
suggestion I want to give you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
It may take time, but it will definitely see some home if actually it has some contribution.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for your kind advice, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great time. Wish you all the best and happy researching to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much once again.